Hi, welcome to the Mindfully Strong podcast. I'm your host, Drew Saenz. In this podcast, we talk about motivation. Not only the motivation to get you started on your fitness journey, I hear that so often people are just lacking motivation to get going, and also motivation to keep you sustainable. Because what I've found working within my own fitness journey and working with others is motivation is entry level. There's always obstacles that are going to come in the way. They're going to keep us from staying consistent with our health and staying consistent with our fitness programming, our nutrition, our rest, and our hydration. And if we just have motivation on a surface level, we're always going to be held back. So in this episode, we really dive into not only the motivation that can get you started. I'll share some stories with things that got me started on my fitness journey back in, probably 2010, 2011 timeframe, and also things that I use to help myself stay consistent throughout the process for not only me, but those that we serve. So again, I'll dive into best practices with motivation to get you going initially, kind of talk through how to get some quick wins and keep you on the path to better health, and also how you can sustain those results, sustain those habits for the rest of your life. Looking forward to this show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Episode 7. Motivation, getting started now and sustaining. So of course, there are so many different motivators that may be top of your mind before you get started on your health and fitness journey, or that are keeping you staying consistent, right? So these motivators may be a weight loss goal, maybe a fat loss goal. It could be that, it's summertime and you want to look good in a swimsuit. It could be that you recently had a health screening and perhaps we have things present like high blood pressure, or maybe your height to weight ratio wasn't at a healthy number, or maybe you just aren't feeling good. Perhaps it's just a low energy and you really want to feel better, and you know that maybe you exercised in the past and that's helped you. So now you want to start that going again. So those are all phenomenal motivators to get you started. The biggest issues we see with folks on their fitness journey and staying consistent is with those initial motivators. We really don't leave a lot of room for consistency, because if we want to have more energy and we're going to use exercise to get us there, we are going to be a little bit more tired initially. We're going to be a little bit more sore initially, especially if we're not getting expert guidance when we get started, right? I see too often people will use exercise to boost their energy levels, and they'll do something like go to a boot camp, or they'll go hike, or they'll do something that they haven't done in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months or longer, and they will just beat themselves up and they will feel 100% worse than they did before they started that journey. So if you can really kind of take it from a standpoint of initial motivation, but also thinking through what the process is going to be to keep you consistent, that'll be a great way to determine that initial motivator. So I'm going to give you a little background here as to what got me started in my fitness journey, how I took that motivation from, kind of extrinsic to intrinsic to helping it take me through, lifelong transformation and lifelong health. So back in, like I said, 2010, 2011, I was a college athlete at the time. I played football. I was a lineman. I was one of those guys that was, pretty strong, but also kind of struggled with the athleticism of it, right? I didn't have great footwork. I had really good technique and form, and I was really coachable. So that's kind of what carried me through to my levels of success. But from a athleticism standpoint and a fitness standpoint, I was not in the best shape. So my initial motivation was like, hey, I needed to lose some weight. I got told that by a doctor. So I kind of dove into kind of the ketogenic process of diets and doing some cardio, and was able to lose some weight. But once that initial motivation was over, I got sick of it. I didn't want to exercise anymore. I felt like I had lost 15 pounds and I was good. But then I was sort of feeling the winds of exercise and taking care of my health. I had more energy because I'd been sustaining it over time. I was feeling a little bit more confident in my own skin, and I was just kind of seeing the fruit of that labor of me working on myself in my day-to-day life. So what I did was kind of just take that and use that as a driver to keep me going. So if for you, your initial reason to start exercise is weight loss or energy gain, or maybe you just want to tone up and feel more confident, well, you need to realize that, throughout that time, that initial motivator is going to go away for you. And you need to take those small wins that you get, those things that you're seeing happen in your life and change, like your ability to ask someone out on a date, or your ability to discuss and have a hard conversation with a friend or family member, or your ability to wake up on time and not feel like you're, sucking down coffee within 15 minutes of being awake. So, just keeping those small wins along the way with your initial motivation, that'll really help you get going past that initial, 2 month, 3 month mark. Okay. Now, when we talk about long term, I know a lot of people that they get on their fitness journey, they're doing phenomenal, but then they just kind of get stuck in this plateau place. And typically, that's when people can fall off as well, because they're not seeing results, they're not seeing success, they're not challenging themselves, they're kind of just going through the day to day, right? So if you can get into that initial habit of exercise, we really need to dive into a deeper why as to why you want to maintain your health and why you want to continue to improve. And that's where you'll really start to see a physical transformation happen, mental transformation happen, and start to see your efforts trickle off into those around you. So here's what I mean. Let's say you've been working out for 2-3 years now and things are going good. You've got, your weight stable, blood sugar stable, all that is kind of stable, but you're getting a little burned out of it, right? You're kind of over it. It's not fun anymore. You've been going to the gym or you've been exercising at home, whatever it is you're doing, you're just sick of it. Okay. Well, you can take a break for a while and get right back to your routine. Or you can try something new and find a bigger purpose to your reason for exercise. So you could maybe enlist your family members to start hiking with you instead of going to the gym like you were doing, and start to challenging yourself there. Or you can plan a day trip where you're going to go camping and you have to kind of trek out to get there, and you want to bring friends with you and you need to train for that, right? All these different things can serve as motivators to keep you consistent on your health journey along the way. And now back to kind of my story. For me now, it's kind of easy. So I almost feel like I'm cheating, right? I work in the health and fitness industry. I'm a consultant and coach for busy professionals, individuals, and corporations that are looking to improve the health of their people. So me, it's kind of like I got to check the box. It's like brushing my teeth every day as far as the exercise piece goes. But also, I've got 2 young boys that I need to stay active for. So I know for you, if you've got younger kiddos at home, grandkids, whoever it is in your family, staying fit and staying on top of your health and continuing to improve is really going to help them have a better life too, because you're going to be able to go on those excursions with them. You're going to be able to take them out, jump on a paddleboard, do things that really serve you in your life. And when you think of like, oh, I got to do my workout again, it's like, hey, this is going to be much, you're going to reap much more reward from doing this 30, 45-minute exercise session a couple times a week than you will from not doing it, because you're going to get to do those things like get out there, enjoy those excursions with your family, do things that you love for not only, the next couple years, but for the rest of your life. So when we think about those true whys for exercise, like being able to maintain our golfing routine, being able to get out with the grandkids, being able to keep up with your spouse, whatever that is, we can really stay consistent on our journey, on our health journey. And then we can start to program for not only, your current goals, but your entire life. So again, once you get past initial motivation to exercise or get back to exercise, you can really get into how do I create a program or at least a plan of different activities that I can do for the rest of my life and be flexible with it. So I know some people they kind of compare themselves to others that are extremely fit, and they think like, man, how do these people do it? How do they keep it up? But if you peel back the onion a little bit and look a little bit deeper, they've really just created a life that includes a lot of these activities that helps them stay active and helps add to their life. So really just think about kind of stacking those different activities that you're doing now and continuing them over time and staying committed to that process. You'll really create a flexible lifestyle where you can get, 2 to 3 strength training workouts in per week, 2 to 3 hikes or walks in per week, and stay consistent with that over time, regardless if you're on vacation, if you've got family in town, whatever it is, just create activities, habits, and lifestyle routines that'll help you do just that. Same goes for nutrition too. If we can just kind of have a balanced approach and not go from I'm going to eat out all the time to I'm only going to, cook lean meats and veggies, to kind of have a balanced approach where we can mix both. We can maintain our results, maintain our routine. We'll stay motivated because we will continue to see success within our health and fitness. So again, initial motivation can start with something as an internal goal you have, but use those external wins that you get along the way from the process to keep you going. And then find that deep why. Once exercise is your habit and your routine, find that deep why that's going to keep you consistent, and find those buckets of activities you can do each and every week to maintain your health and maintain your motivation to stay the journey. Thank you for listening to this episode of Mindfully Strong Podcast. For any of you that are not a client as of yet and are interested in trying out our online or in-person personal training program, I'm offering you a 2-week trial. This includes a complimentary goal setting session where we'll sit down either on the phone or in person at our facility here in the East Valley, talk about your goals, and map out a 2-week plan to get you on the right routines and habits and exercise programming to get you there. No cost for the first 2 weeks. So looking forward to connect with those of you that are interested. You can email me at Drew, DREW, @teamaz.com. That's Drew at teamupaz.com. Again, thanks for tuning in. I look forward to connecting with you all soon.
And I start to clap, 'cause I'm feeling good. My room is empty, all it has is a guitar and a snare drum. I bang on it. Is this life? I guess it's fine. Oh, what? I got little penguins on my socks, right? I got little ducks on my boxers.